Merry Christmas, Baby. Written by Janae Marie. Narrated by Joelle. Blair leaned against the wall and peered out of her dining room window. Snow was falling, adding a fresh layer to the white mass already covering the ground. She sipped her cocoa, then checked her watch. "The kids should be home soon," she mumbled. Cam had agreed to bring them back. Camden Raven had been her best friend for as long as she could remember. His mother hosted a story night every Christmas Eve. She read "'Twas the Night Before Christmas" and the Nativity of Jesus, all dressed up as Mrs. Claus. Her husband participated as Santa, although he wasn't as enthusiastic as she was. The neighborhood children loved going to the winter wonderland that resembled the North Pole. Blair smiled to herself, thinking of her own childhood memories at the Ravens' home. Life was funny. Now her children would get to experience them. Camden had a nephew he watched often, and her sons Jason and Jacob loved hanging out with him, so they were at the Ravens a lot. Blair's cell phone rang, snatching her from her thoughts. "Hello? Hey, sis, are the boys back yet?" "No, but I'm sure Mrs. Raven is wrapping it up. They're probably bouncing off of the walls because she sugars them up with cookies and cocoa." Journey laughed. "That woman makes the best cookies. Well, not as good as Mama's, but close." Blair let out a short laugh. "Christmas won't be the same without her," Journey said in a somber tone. "I know." "Have you heard from Rick?" Journey asked. "Nope." "Does he have a game?" "I don't think so. You know we really don't speak unless there's an emergency with the boys." She looked around the large house. Rick supported his children financially, but that was it. His time was too precious to give away. The boys hadn't seen him in over a year. The cheerleader and the quarterback, tale as old as time. She and Rick were in love and were supposed to live happily ever after. But that wasn't her story. A few years after Rick was drafted into the NFL, she found herself pregnant, unwed, and alone in a big house. "I told her not to shack up." She could hear her grandmother's voice replaying in her head. "It'll be okay, sweetie." Her mother's soft tone flowed through her memory also. "We'll pray about it. God will work it out." That was her mother, the optimist, always hoping for the best and trusting God for the rest. Blair grunted. She couldn't see how God could turn her mess into a masterpiece. But her mother's prayers worked, although not how she expected. She delivered healthy twin boys, but Rick decided to focus more on his career. They never got married and broke up shortly after that. "Blair. Blair! Peanut!" "Don't call me that," Blair said, snapping back to the present. "Why not? That's what Cam calls you." "Yeah, and I hate it. Not to mention, I's a woman now," Blair said in an overly southern accent. "Okay, Miss Seeley." Blair busted out in laughter. "Be quiet. When is Angel Face coming back with the boys?" "Soon, and don't call him that," Blair scolded. "Why, that's what Mama called him." "He's such a nice-looking boy," Journey said, mimicking their mother. "Face like an angel," they said in unison. "Mama loved that boy like a son," Journey added. Blair smiled. She heard a knock at the door. "Journey, I gotta go. I think it's the boys." "Okay, I'll see you tomorrow for Christmas dinner." "Okay, don't forget to pick up Dad." "I won't." Blair hung up the phone and answered the door. "Mama!" Her boys ran to hug her, almost knocking her over. "Easy, guys. You're gonna knock your mom down." "What's up, Peanut?" Cam said, walking through the door. She frowned. Don't call me that. He flashed a smile, and dimples formed in his brown cheeks. Where's my pie? He said, removing his coat. Blair scrunched her eyebrows. What pie? I agreed to bring the boys home in exchange for one of your sweet potato pies. Blair walked towards the kitchen. And here I was, thinking you were doing it out of the kindness of your heart. Cam followed close behind her. My heart? I tried to give that to you, remember? Blair turned to face Cam and was met with his intense gaze, his gray eyes fixed on her. Mom, can we open the present Mama Raven gave us? The boy shouted, interrupting her. Go ahead, but take them to your room, Blair said with a smile. The boys ran upstairs. No running, boys! Blair shook her head. I'll go get your pie. She walked into the kitchen. Blair? Cam, I don't need you to feel sorry for me. What part of what I said sounded like pity? Blair fumbled with the pie at the stove. Cam grabbed her arm gently, forcing her to face him. When I told you I loved you? That I've always loved you? Or was it when I said I wanted us to be a family? Me, you, and the boys. Blair's eyes watered. It didn't take long after her split with Rick to realize what a great man her best friend was. Handsome, Christian, intelligent, kind, and always there for her when she needed it most. Cam smiled. A small wedding at my grandfather's church like we used to talk about as kids. I know I'm not the Rock, but what do you say, Peanut? I've already asked the boys and your dad. Now I just need your answer. Cam got down on one knee and pulled out a ring. Blair Miller, will you marry me? Blair's lips trembled. Yes, she shouted, tears falling from her eyes. He slid the ring on her finger, and she jumped into his arms. Merry Christmas, baby, Cam said, placing a soft kiss on her lips. Merry Christmas, she said, face all aglow.